Rita's
This podcast has had enough of Rita's various holes.
That's true.
Rita's like, look at my butt. Look at my butt.
Get in the comments. Have you had enough of Rita's holes? Let us know. Like and subscribe.
Cat butt. Do you like it?
All right. Are we
So
what are we doing?
We have a special video episode here for you guys. We were discussing boomer sandwiches on our side chat one day because someone made the comment that the ultimate boomer sandwich was liverwurst and onions on marble rye. And we were questioning this, even though I don't think any of us would eat that sandwich on purpose. And he's like, yeah, sure, I will.
Why not?
But then what was so funny is that the internet must have heard us in our chat, because when I signed on to YouTube that very same day, the first video that was recommended to me was 20 forgotten boomer sandwiches that people don't eat anymore. And I was just like, gang, the internet is calling us. So I haven't even bothered watching this yet either. I just watched the little bit that we've seen with the inappropriate hot dog eating. And I was like,
are we watching Hollywood Wives again?
You know.
Oh.
But
Insane.
I was like, okay, let's get our reaction to these sandwiches, because who knows what's going to be presented to us. I love Courtney's look of concern about
It's a true wild card. I really don't know. Like,
no
honestly,
idea.
One of these is probably going to be something that, like, we eat all the time and we just didn't realize. They're like, oh, yeah, 10 fish is back, you guys. And they've been doing it the whole time.
And then
7 fishes, not 10.
And then another
Thank
one
you.
could
Thank you.
one could be like Limburger and sauerkraut with mustard. So
All right. You tell me when.
that
Yeah, we
look
don't do
was
it.
great, Courtney.
I'm
It's a great
I
sticker
can't.
on your thing there.
This old thing?
Yeah.
This thing that Sir Andrew Farmer got me for my birthday? My Thick Dad Too Big for Christ sticker?
Yes.
I think it's the yin yang that really makes it.
It
Yes.
really propels it out of.
Out of what realm?
That is
I
the.
see what I'm getting you for Temu Christmas this year. You're not ready.
It's
That
gonna be fun.
sticker. That sticker is the Simone Biles. Of,
It really is. It just
stickers.
defies gravity.
all right, I'm pressing.
All right.
Pressing
Enough
start.
Here we go.
quality.
Yeah. Enough having fun. Let's watch this.
The sandwich is practically an American institution. It is a basic essential for lunch boxes, parties, and picnics.
Have you ever been curious about the sandwiches that graced everyone's dinner tables back in the day?
No.
Curious is a
Well,
word.
today we'll be talking about a few of the most popular ones. Let's dive into
Is
it.
that just the way people dressed in 1936?
Creamed
Yeah,
corn
they-
sandwich.
Oh, what?
This
Oof.
lunchtime classic was pretty easy to make.
Oof.
It's really just
That's
a sandwich
depression
mostly
food.
filled with creamed sweet corn kernels at the end of the day.
What?
Just spread some cheese, sprinkle in some veggies and herbs of your choice on sweet corn and buttered bread, toss it in a panini press, and you have your lunch ready to go.
You know how
This
every
used to be
boomer
the
had a
perfect
panini
snack
press.
to go with a long schoolway or a stressful day at work,
Herbert Hoover.
and a favorite for the people
issued
living the
panini
busy
press.
Henry
lifestyles
Ford
of the past.
invented the panini press.
But as tastes shifted and the times changed, creamed corn sandwiches sadly fell out of popularity.
Yeah, because it's a
It's
weird
still a
thing to eat
favorite
on a
among people
sandwich.
with
Because
older
the
tastes
depression in
and
it.
is a semi-popular alternative for people who prefer a more vegetarian diet, as long as they're making it at home. Only a fraction of
make corn
restaurants
dip.
still
Jack
have this
Nicholson
lunchtime
loved
delight
it.
on the menu. If you're
Huh.
looking for a low-calorie sandwich that
Mike,
is also
There it
already
is right there. Can we
incredibly
pause this
tasty,
for a second?
there probably are better options.
That right there is the problem with a creamed corn sandwich. This is the beautiful, oh my God, look how pretty this corn sandwich is. Isn't it so good? And it's already spilling out everywhere.
It's just loose. It's just loose kernels.
So
Just
it's like
loose
a loose
raw corn.
It's like a loose meat sandwich, only with corn instead of meat.
Yes.
It's a loose
And at
corn
least
sandwich.
loose meat kind of smushes.
I just don't think.
T-shirt.
No.
Loose
No,
meat
I'm
kind
at-
of smushes.
Loose meat kind of
Colts
smushes.
and Mechanicals,
We'll put it on my
2024.
weird
Put it,
cup.
There goes Courtney throwing out another banger right there.
go in the comments. Go to our Razzle site. Order loose meat kind of smushes together. Colts and
Yeah,
Mechanicals.
rip it.
Rip it. All right, are we ready to continue?
Yeah. Oh yes, I'm ready. We've got a while. Oh my god.
Yeah,
it's
we
But
got
how
all
many of
20
them are
minutes
easy
of
to make?
sandwiches.
If you
That's
love
longer
some
than it
good
takes
cheese
me to
on your
eat a
food and
sandwich.
you're trying to explore healthier snack options, you'll love the heavy lifter coming up next. 2. Pimiento cheese sandwich.
Okay.
The pimento
I like the
cheese
pimento
sandwich
cheese.
is
Wait,
another great American classic.
Hang on.
hold on.
They said pimiento.
Yes,
That's
they
something
did. I'm
else.
backing it up. I'm backing it up right
Wait a
now.
minute,
We're
did
going to
it
do
say-
this again.
did it
We're
say
going to
said
listen
both.
to this again.
He said
Okay.
both pimiento and pimento.
Yeah, I love pimento
Definitely
sandwiches.
within 10 seconds of itself said pimiento, which is the last name of a
Okay.
kid I went to school with, and pimento.
No,
I didn't-
pimiento is the name of the taqueria that's over here in Irving, close by us.
The
Why
the
is everybody
what,
on
Roy?
Listen, hold on. Can we address this now? We have all watched and thought about the bear way too much because we have
Yep.
all adapted a Chicago accent at this point.
Yes.
Because
Yes,
Roy just said that. How did you? There was a high hard A in that taqueria.
I said that the pimiento
Yeah.
is the name of the taqueria that's
Yeah,
over
that's
here.
exactly what
Yeah,
you
the-
said. The taqueria. George went, ladies and gentlemen.
So I blame Courtney for gaslighting me into watching the bear and getting me friggin' addicted to it.
Hell yeah. Speaking of the bear.
Gaslighting. How dare you?
Speaking of the bear.
Stockholm syndroming me into this
Snack
show.
options, you'll love the heavy lifter coming up next.
This-
2. Pimiento
Nope.
cheese sandwich. The pimento cheese sandwich is another great American classic. Hearing the name alone is probably enough to have you full of nostalgia if you were around during those times. This sandwich and other
That tells me this is AI voice talking to us
Oh.
because it's obviously
They didn't even describe it.
yeah.
My
The
face
first
is
chord
so
said-
red right now. They're just like pimiento cheese sandwich.
That's not even a pimiento cheese sandwich, or not a
I don't
pimiento cheese sandwich. This is a turkey and cheese sandwich in front
So
of us.
that's why I'm confused. They were like pimiento cheese, blah blah blah, pimento cheese, picture of emerald. Anyway, a cheese
Hey,
sandwich.
with a filter that makes him look like he's in Serpico.
Yeah, like that was a 15-year-old clip of him.
Yes.
Uh,
God, continue.
Are you ready for cheese sandwich?
I'm ready to
Yes.
skip right on over pimiento, whatever the hell that is.
The AI was
Evidently.
embarrassed. It was just like, next slide.
Yes.
I guess.
cheese sandwiches became the favorites they did in the early 20th century as a result of the growing prominence of cheese as an
Not
important
cheese,
ingredient
there's
in the American household. It's also
There's
incredibly
meat.
simple
Oh,
to
we're
make.
back
The
to
recipe is just a mix of mayonnaise, warm milk,
Mayonnaise.
shredded cheddar, and pimento peppers spread over a fresh slice of bread. While it is true that the tasty treat originally came from the
Again,
north, the
that
pimento
is.
sandwich we know and love today was a southern staple, mostly due to the abundance of
Oh my
pimento
God.
peppers in the
This
region.
video is amazing.
With time, the sandwich fell out of
Again,
popularity due to shifting tastes
You know how
and the
boomers
introduction
love
of
hot
more
sauce
convenient
flavored
dining
potato
options.
chips?
Yes.
But the pimento cheese sandwich still gets a lot of love in households even today. The secret to the pimento
Oh, we're going
cheese
deep
sandwich
in
and
this
its
sandwich.
popularity is
This
all
is
in the
deeper
sauce.
than I thought. Whenever
Beyond
we-
just being a sandwich spread,
Yes.
it could be used as a side dish or to garnish burgers in a barbecue, just to name a couple. The next sandwich on the list is also a delicious side dish, which
the
might have
name of the
fallen in
sandwich.
popularity, but is still the
Delicious
perfect
side
snack. 3. Anchovy paste
There
sandwich.
we go.
Been a while since you heard that one,
it's
right?
Not
This
not an
amazing
anchovy
sandwich
paste
was a major
sandwich, it's
staple
a
of the
spread
50s
on
and
the
60s.
bread, and then
It
you
was
make
everywhere in pop culture at the time, so much so that it was a significant plot point of the 1960 James Bond film, For
Was
Your
it?
Eyes Only.
I
And although it's a
watched
bit
that
more
movie.
complicated to make than
That
some of
is
the
tuna
others on
salad.
this list,
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
That is
still a
not
pretty
anchovy.
simple
This
snack.
AI video is
all you
wild,
need is some
you guys.
anchovy fillets, breadcrumbs, milk,
Some anchovy
olive
I
oil,
heard-
pepper, some
My
cucumber
head
and butter,
hurts.
and a couple of toasted
Okay,
slices
wait
of
a minute.
bread.
Back that up.
Crush the anchovies,
Back that
add the
up.
breadcrumbs.
Where?
To the
Where?
beginning of the recipe. To
We-
the
it
beginning
could
of the
be
recipe.
anywhere.
To the beginning of the recipe, because they said
All
it's
right.
very simple to make, and then all of a sudden he starts like rattling off the entire
Here's 75
shopping
things.
this shopping list for the pioneer woman, basically.
I have to go back and watch For Your Eyes Only because I don't
I didn't know it was a
remember
major plot point in the movie.
an anchovy
I-
sandwich.
I've never seen a Bond film.
I
so-
could
my
just see
God.
Roger Moore right there now going, yes, I'd like to have the anchovy sandwich.
How have you never seen a James Bond film?
I don't know. I've never avoided them. I've just never sought them out.
Did you ever have TNT on cable? Because
I was more of a character's welcome kind of a gal, but
TBS, you were deep into the lore of TBS.
yes.
The war of TNT and TBS. We know what side you fell on. Okay.
Wow.
You ready? Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
For your eyes only. And although it's a bit more complicated to make than some of the others on this
It will
list,
not look like that.
That
it's
is
still a
tuna
pretty
salad.
simple snack.
Here we go.
All you need is some anchovy fillets, breadcrumbs, milk, olive oil, pepper, some cucumber and butter, and a couple of toasted
Butter.
slices of bread.
Butter was spelled
Crush the
yore.
anchovies, add the breadcrumbs, olive oil, milk,
Scandinavian.
and pepper. Mix it all together till you get a nice, smooth paste.
Oh, don't
Add
tell
in
me.
the cucumbers,
I don't
then
like
spread all
oh,
over
God.
bread.
I don't
Give-
like that they showed me a paste and then put smooth paste under it. I just don't like that.
I like the Chiron. I thought the Chiron was fun.
I don't
I
need
like
a smooth paste Chiron. Go to our Razzle site, buy our smooth paste shirt. It's in the comments.
Mhm. I
Add a
love
nice
it.
little toast, and it's ready
Oh.
to eat. It's not for everyone, especially if you're not
You
a fan
don't
of anchovies.
say.
But if
Hold on.
Especially if you don't like anchovies. No
God damn
shit.
It's going to take an hour and a half for us to get through this 22-minute video. Don't eat the anchovy sandwich if you're not a fan of anchovies.
And again, this is a totally different sandwich.
That is a cucumber sandwich.
That is a cucumber
That is
sandwich
a
that
side
has
dish.
whole
That's-
fish
That is
on
a
it.
classic
It's-
New
wait,
England
but it-
side dish is what
it-
that is.
Is that fish or are those burnt ends? They look like burnt ends to me.
Somewhere in the middle. They're burnt ends of fish.
Yeah.
you don't mind that, this is a great sandwich to try out, both in terms of health and taste. Plus, the anchovy-based spread is an extremely versatile condiment that goes well with a variety of meals. It's a huge shame that treats as great as this one and the next on the list
Treat.
eventually got lost to time.
Lots
4.
of time. We eat
Bacon
it all
and
the
peanut
time.
butter sandwich. Saying bacon and peanut butter sandwich is an amazing sandwich kind of sells it short. Bacon and peanut butter is addicting. It's
It will
strange
kill
that it
you
became
and your
such a
way
huge
of
hit
building.
because a
Yeah,
bacon
it
and
will
peanut
ruin
butter
your
combo
life.
doesn't
It is an
really sound
opiate,
like
and
something
it is
that's supposed to
controlled by
work.
the
Those are not.
It's
neither
just as
of those
simple
is
to
the
make
sandwich
as it is
described here,
delicious.
and neither is that.
So it's not a shocker that it became as big of a hit as it
That's a
did in the
peanut butter
50s and
banana bacon
60s.
sandwich. Yeah, that's an
All
Elvis
you
right
needed
there.
was some peanut butter, a couple of banana slices, and some strips of bacon spread all over a couple
All
slices
over
of
it.
bread, and you
Yeah,
had
Spread
your
it
snack.
all over that
That or
sandwich.
dipped
If you
in
look at
deep
it from the
fried.
nutritional angle,
Wow.
it's all you need to get through a stressful day.
Where did you get
Wait,
this
This
video?
sandwich is a major cheat.
Yeah.
was recommended to me by YouTube after we chatted about boomer sandwiches. Apparently, the algorithm read our phone and immediately.
Created a video.
Yes.
This video was made specifically for too many pronouns guy that I talked to yesterday.
It's to really confuse the hell out of him about sandwiches.
I just want you to listen to this part of this
First of
video.
all,
Bacon
let's look at
spread
this
all
bread.
over a couple slices of bread, and you had your snack.
Snack.
If you look at it from the
Okay, I want you to listen to this sentence.
That
This
wasn't.
sentence.
Go back to the bread. Go back to that picture real quick. That's not bread.
That's cake.
not
Yeah,
sandwich
that's cake.
bread. That's pound cake.
Yeah, that's slices of cake.
That's fucking pound cake.
We are taking this thing apart like fucking JFK. Back.
Well, I am kind
to
of
the
enjoying the AI bizarro aspects of this then.
Yeah, I am too.
And some strips of bacon on the Chiron here.
Here's our next challenge. Make the sandwiches in this video with the ingredients they are showing us.
Yes.
Yes.
Not the ingredients that we're supposed to use.
Honestly, peanut butter and bacon on a couple slices of pound
Yeah.
cake sounds kind of dope.
That sounds great.
Batter
Sounds
dipped
great.
and deep fried. There
But
you go.
be careful because of the next sentence.
spread all over a couple slices of bread, and you had your snack. If you look at it from the nutritional angle, it's all you need to get through a stressful day.
Is it
This sandwich is a major cheat code, but like with most things of that era, changing
nutritional factor?
The nutritional angle is that it's everything you need to get through a stressful day is the most fucked up sentence I have
Trying
heard.
to,
There
just
are
trying to get through.
such layers.
Here,
That's just my Winter Soldier Red Book code.
We
having
are
a
not
stressful
even
day.
halfway through.
No.
Having a stressful day at work here. Eat this that will destroy your arteries. It'll get you through the day.
It'll get you through. though.
Nutritionally, it'll get you through a hard
tastes
day.
gradually fades
Tell
the
that to
treat out of
Elvis.
our general consciousness. Peanut butter and bacon is still a favorite in many American homes, though. And if you don't mind experimenting with some slightly unusual food combinations, you should try it out sometime. You could add some ketchup to the spread, or maybe pack the bacon with browned onions if you want to really bring out the flavor. Either way, it'll hook you from the first bite, just like the next sandwich on the list. 5. Mock ham salad sandwich.
Wait.
This sandwich was
Mock
made
ham?
for times when you had everything you needed for a ham sandwich, but the ham. Apart from how easy to make it was, the other reason for the popularity of this sandwich in the 50s was how easy to get and affordable the ingredients were. And most important of all, it was just
Gutenberg
really
loves
tasty.
it.
That
It was
was
the perfect
Adam
sandwich for
Sandler,
the
I
time
think.
that it was
Sandler.
Maybe
created.
Billy
was one-
Because it
Madison.
was
Yeah, I
basically
think you're
just a
right.
treat made of all the
I
stuff
don't
that would
think he ate a
otherwise have been
mock ham
discarded as
sandwich at Billy
leftovers in
Madison.
the
I
average
could be
kitchen.
wrong. They were
Talk
All you
about
need to
it.
make it is
Oh,
some ground
wait a minute.
bologna,
Back
some
up,
finely
back
chopped
up,
hard-boiled
back
eggs,
up,
some
back
finely
up.
chopped onions,
Back-
some finely
Back up.
It's the chyrons. The chyrons are getting me in tears over here. They're so funny.
How far back?
A little bit more, because there's a sandwich that there's a sentence that he said about how easy it is to make that made me go, wait, what?
Okay, hold on.
So go ahead.
affordable the ingredients were. And most important of all,
Definitely Billy
it was
Madison.
just really tasty. It was the perfect sandwich for the time that it was created, because it was basically just a treat made of all the stuff that would otherwise have been discarded as leftovers in the average kitchen.
Pause.
All you need to make it is some ground bologna, some finely
Just like scraps in the kitchen sandwich. So,
Yeah.
you know, dog food, mayonnaise,
Yeah, bologna.
bologna.
Some of that pimiento cheese.
Yeah, get some
Pimiento.
pimiento cheese. Get some bologna.
I'm scared right now because it's chopped bologna and I'm seeing hard-boiled eggs, red onions,
Nutritionally, this will get you through a hard day, Roy.
Nutritionally.
nutritional mayonnaise, and relish.
chopped hard-boiled eggs, some finely chopped onions,
This
some
is
finely
baffling
chopped
to me.
sweet
It's
pickles,
just
and
ham
mayonnaise.
salad.
Yeah,
Just combine all
It's
of
except
that.
it has
not
bologna.
multitasking.
It's a
Except
bologna
bologna.
salad
And
sandwich.
you had the perfect spread
Yeah.
for your sandwich buns. But over the years, as meat became significantly more affordable and way cheaper to get,
That's
it
what
didn't make a
affordable
lot
is.
of sense to cook up a
That's
mock
what
ham
affordable is.
sandwich
What the hell's
instead of
that
just
on the
making a
right?
real ham sandwich. So the tasty treat faded to time. Mock ham salad sandwich is still pretty popular among people looking for meat-free alternatives to the more popular sandwich options.
It still
Bologna
has meat in it.
is
Alternatives
meat.
like the
Still
next
has meat
sandwich
in
on
it.
the list. 6.
Bologna has
Bologna
meat in
salad
it.
sandwich.
Please tell me the difference between
Yes.
mock ham and bologna salad sandwich.
Okay, yeah, there's a lot to unpack there because since when was bologna vegetarian vegan?
We are 6 minutes into a 20-minute video.
We have 16 minutes and 49 seconds left of this shit. We're gonna have
Of
to.
them just
We're gonna have to call our shots. We can't pause this anymore. We just gotta go.
fucking playing with us out here.
And yeah, I am in the same spot as Courtney. What is the difference between the mock ham sandwich and a fucking bologna
We're gonna
salad
find out
sandwich?
right now on
I'm
Call
already,
Cinema
I'm
Catacomb.
mad. I'm getting ready. Something else.
It's rumored that this sandwich was created in World War II
It's rumored.
as a meal that could be easily rationed for the soldiers that would be spending weeks on end out on the battlefield.
Oh,
Regardless
this is
of
the
how true
sandwich I
that
ate
is,
when I was
this
in
sandwich
the
was in
war.
every household and every picnic in the 1950s and 60s. To make it, all you need is some
Same
bologna,
exact
It's the
hard-boiled
same
eggs,
fucking
some creamy
ingredients.
salad dressing, and a sweet pickle relish to top it off.
That
Start
was
by
also
grinding the
burning.
bologna and the eggs in a meat grinder. Stir it with the salad dressing and leave it to refrigerate for a couple of hours.
That was not a
Take
meat
it out
grinder.
and spread it on some sandwich
That was
buns.
not a meat grinder.
Maybe
That was
toast
a
it
food
if you want
processor.
something
Yeah, it
hot,
was a
and
food
there you have it.
processor.
The sandwich of a lifetime.
No, it
This is
isn't.
most
The bologna
infuriating
salad
thing I've
sandwich
ever
was
watched in my
everything a
entire life.
person needed to get through the busy lifestyles people led back then. It kept really well. The ingredients were extremely easy to get, and it was really tasty as a plus.
Is it?
But as the chapters closed in the 60s, hearty survival foods started to outlive their need. Regardless of its current popularity or lack of it, the bologna salad sandwich still continues to be a favorite at dinner tables across the globe.
Where?
The next sandwich on the list sadly couldn't keep as long. 7. Fried Spam sandwich. It was hard times in World War II.
I've eaten
Good food
so
wasn't
many
easy
of
to
these.
come
Yes.
This
Yeah,
I've
usual
had.
Why are
protein
these
options
lost
were
to the
scarce.
boomers?
This created the
Sadly,
perfect
no one's
conditions for
had
the
fried
boom in
Spam
sales
in
that
decades.
Spam would
And I
see
love
when
the
it
fact
launched
that
in
the spam that they're
1937.
showing are the
It was
single
cheap,
slice spams
super
that you get
convenient
in
to
the
store,
envelope
and easy
not
to
a
cook.
slice from the actual
It
loaf.
quickly became the most available source of protein and the only source of protein for many households.
Sir, have you heard
So
of
they started to
Hawaii?
use it in everything.
Yeah.
The one
Yeah.
recipe that naturally caught on the most of them all
At
was
least
the
they're
Spam
showing
sandwich.
what the sandwich is.
It was everything the
Hold on, what is the? I'm sorry. I know I said I
Wait.
wasn't going to stop it.
Are those two different sandwiches?
No, those are the same
Yes.
sandwiches.
They're counting it as two or one?
I don't know,
Because
but I
they
need
had
you to,
another Chiron.
I need you to listen to this sentence and just tell me if it makes sense, or if I'm so broken by this I can't tell reality from fiction.
the only source of protein
Okay.
for many households, so they started to use it in everything. The one recipe that naturally caught on the most of them all was the
That
Spam
sentence.
sandwich. It was everything
The
the
one
hard
recipe that
workers of
naturally
era
caught on the
needed.
most of them all.
Healthy, cost-effective
What
food
all?
that was easy to make. All that you needed was some grilled Spam and a slice of cheese topped
This is
off
the
with some
same
mustard or
sandwich,
mayo.
yeah.
This is the
Served on a
Monty
slice of
Python
toast,
sandwich.
and you were good to go. Spam
It's just
sandwich was
sandwich.
everything it needed to be for the
I
era
call
it was
this the
made
Monty
for.
Python sandwich. I
After the
make this all
hardship of the
time.
post-war years ended, though,
Oh,
and
God,
meat
fast
stopped
forward.
being scarce,
Why is it?
the once invaluable lifeline quickly
Video's
outlived
going
its
so
It's a
usefulness.
horror movie. It's
People
a House
still
on
treat
Haunted Hill
themselves to
remake.
variations of Spam sandwich across the world. So if you're thinking of trying it out, you're not alone.
Some
The next
fucking
one on the
hollandaise
list is
sauce
very
on it.
similar to the Spam sandwich, mostly because
Also
both are
lost
from
to
the
time,
same
I
era.
assume.
8. Egg and sardine sandwich. The egg
How
and
is
sardine
that-
sandwich was a
how is-
curious
How's that
combo
dissimilar?
if you look at it.
How's it
That
similar?
line-
The basic recipe was a mix of mashed, hard-boiled eggs and sardines,
I like
You don't have
spread
to
between
worry.
two
I like
slices of bread.
sardines, not
It was
together.
created
Not
around
together.
the 1920s and
You don't have
continued
to
to
worry
be very
about egg.
popular
I'm
with
now
Americans
convinced.
till about the
Yeah,
50s.
I'm not concerned.
this-
Between
And it
that
isn't
and
hard
the
to see
picture
why.
of
Most
Trump
protein
with
sources
several
were
black
incredibly
women
scarce
that's
at the
going
time.
around.
Lots
Grabbing
of
some ham or
fingers,
turkey from
lots
the
of fingers.
supermarket
So
was
many
entirely
hands.
out of the
Each one of
option,
those
so
women
people
would-
had to make
if
do
you
with what
measured
was
the
available.
heights, were at least
All of that
6'6".
considered, the egg and
All of
sardine
them.
sandwich was not bad, considering what they were working at the time. It ticked all the boxes. It was
It did
easy
it.
to get, it was easy to make, it was very
It was easy to
affordable,
find.
and it
And
was
that is
healthy.
not the sandwich.
It was all the people of that
Neither is
time who
that.
led busy lives and were doing their best to
That's a
get
totally
by.
different thing.
As
Those are
other
14
options for protein
fry
started to get
rolls.
more affordable in the 60s,
That's spam again.
people didn't
That's
need an egg and
spam
sardine
again.
sandwich
That's tuna
anymore.
salad.
This treat ticked all the boxes, yet it ended
Every
up
one of
mostly
these
Still not
ticks
forgotten,
convinced.
all
That is
the
just like the
boxes.
next sandwich on the list.
Right there.
9. Mock chicken sandwich. The mock
God.
chicken sandwich was another one of many sandwiches made
That
for the
just
hard
is
times.
chicken,
Chicken.
guys.
In this case,
You
the
guys-
Great Depression. This economic disaster
That's
left a
maybe
lot of
turkey.
Americans poor
Is it
and
chicken
good
you make
food
fun
a
of?
luxury.
Is that why you're calling
Things
it a
like
mock
chicken
Because
and
you
meats
have
were
it?
mostly
sandwich?
out of the reach
Being
of the
a piece
regular
shit to
person.
that?
People started to draw from their leftovers to get by, and that's how sandwiches like the mock chicken sandwich was born. It was a pretty easy treat to make,
So this is just
perfect for
another
the hardworking
bologna
lifestyles
sandwich
most people
that
led
we're
at the
making.
time. For the spread, you'd need 2 finely chopped tomatoes, a beet egg, grate cheese, an onion,
So
some
to
finely
be clear,
chopped
for this
herbs,
sandwich,
butter, and a
you
pinch
need
of
to
salt and
not
pepper.
have chicken but have
Cook
fresh
that over a
produce.
pan, put it between 2 sandwich buns, and you got yourself a
I don't
mock
get the
chicken
Great
sandwich.
Depression.
This was a luxury a lot of the
That's
sandwiches
baloney.
of that era did not have, but the mock chicken sandwich actually tasted great.
Here's a drinking game.
but not
In
good enough
22
to make
minutes,
people
drink
abandon the
every
real
time the
thing when
sandwich
it
they're
came
talking
back.
about is not that
The
sandwich.
moment people could make
Yes,
actual chicken
that's
sandwiches,
chicken salad.
mock chicken sandwiches became redundant. Nevertheless, it was an incredibly creative meal for the time, much like the next sandwich on the list. 10. Peanut butter and mayonnaise sandwich.
Now
The
you've
peanut
gone
butter and
too
mayo
far.
sandwich was just another one of many interesting combinations that came out of the 1920s.
We are the furthest from
The
God we
popular
have ever
story for
been.
its creation was
Yes.
that it was made in 1929
Look
as
at
a
that.
means
Oh my
to feed
God, just
streetcar
watching
workers
it
during
get
a
mixed
strike.
Yeah.
Ugh.
In the next decades, the sandwich would
Looks like
explode
I'm at
in
Lowe's getting
popularity.
paint mixed.
It was what parents would give their children at breakfast and pack for them to school.
Oh,
You'd see it at the
God.
picnic tables, the lunch tables, and the
picnic
dinner
tables.
tables. Why?
Oh God.
It was really cheap, really easy to make, and it didn't taste bad either.
Why
At
would
first,
you put mayonnaise
peanut
on
butter
it,
and
though? Just
mayonnaise
put
is an
peanut
odd
butter.
combination.
There are
But that's until you try
fingerprints
it.
in this.
Yes.
The sweet pop of the peanut butter perfectly complements the sour tang of the
No,
mayo,
it doesn't.
creating this
Don't
world of
say
flavor
that
that just
ever again.
exploded in your mouth.
What is this bread?
As people started to shift away
That
from
was a
more
macaron.
unusual flavors
That's
with
the
time,
spooky,
That was a
the peanut butter and mayo
hamburger
sandwich
bun.
Yeah.
was gradually replaced in
It's the
American
black poop
households.
bread from Burger
It was
King.
pretty amazing
It was
for
an
how
Oreo
simple it was.
cakester.
But just like the next sandwich on the list, it was no match for the changing times. 11. Chicken liver sandwich.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
This sandwich
no,
might not be
no,
the
no.
favorite it used to be in the 50s, but it's a regular
will say
fixture
I
of
do
the
love a
odd bar
fried
across the
chicken
country,
liver.
so it's safe to say it hasn't
Yeah,
been completely
that's
forgotten to
because
time.
you have lived
It's a little
certain
bit
amount of
harder
your
to
time in
make than most
Texas
of the other sandwiches on
And
the list,
Kentucky.
but
and
if you're willing to
Kentucky.
take your
That's a thing.
time with it
Yeah.
and you've been trying to expand your palate,
This is the
this
first
is
one
definitely
so far
something
that
you
I'm
should try out.
not like
For the
that's
stuffing, you need some
nothing,
chicken liver,
or
whole wheat,
that's something
some
people
butter,
still eat.
an iceberg lettuce, a little mayonnaise, and some sliced tomatoes. You start by marinating the chicken liver in salt, garlic, and lemon in a refrigerator for a few hours. Heat up a pan and cook the
All
chicken
that
liver
for a
for a few
gross
minutes.
sandwich.
Cut the
Yeah.
liver into small pieces, toast the bread or sandwich buns,
What was
layer
that?
it with
buns.
some
Those
Those
mayonnaise
were Val
and some
buns.
lettuce. Add in your liver,
And now
top
they're
it off
going
with
in like a
tomatoes and
cheesesteak.
viola.
A cheesesteak.
There you had it, your chicken liver
Viola!
sandwich.
He's a viola!
It was a great sandwich for sure, but it started to fall out of popularity because of how long
Can
it
we
took
back
to make.
that up?
and a
I
shifting
know we
taste
said
for
no
simpler
more backing
flavors.
Up, but could we
If you are
hear
to
him
say-
pronounce viola again,
Sure.
please?
Yeah. I mean, he's fourth chair. Um,
Bao buns. The
Bao buns.
fucking bao buns.
Hey, you know, at least people do put chicken liver on bao buns, and it's not totally insane.
Yeah, but I don't think this sandwich would go on a bao bun.
Not too much. No, I don't think so.
I can't believe we're doing this and everything else we're doing this month.
It's a real packed-in month.
Oh my God. Okay.
Buns, layer it with some mayonnaise, then some lettuce. Add in your liver, top it off with tomatoes and viola. There you had it, your chicken liver sandwich.
Wait.
It was a great sandwich for sure.
I'm gonna put this ingredient in viola.
Yeah, absolutely. What the AI
Yes,
saw
viola.
was voila in the script
Yeah.
as an ingredient.
Yeah, somebody missed that accent mark, and it really bit them in the ass.
Yep.
I really hope that the capture or the thumbnail for this video is that we just passed with the chyron that says "Great sandwich."
Picnic table.
Picnic table.
But it started to fall out of
Hardcore
popularity
lifestyle.
because of how long it took to make and a shifting taste for simpler flavors. If you are to say the chicken liver sandwich still gets a lot of love at dinner tables regardless.
What?
The upcoming sandwich is a completely different story. 12. Banana and mayonnaise sandwich.
Oh,
This
God.
probably
Made up.
sounds like the kind of combo that is a disaster waiting
combo.
to happen.
This is a
To most
TikTok
people,
challenge,
attempting
guys.
to
This is
combine
not a
mayo with a
That's
fruit
not
like
a real
banana,
banana.
would
That
trigger
was
alarm
it.
bells.
Yes.
But if you're willing to
Green
experiment
screen
a little
onto
like
the
the
top of
Southerners
that
that made
sandwich.
it, you just might find that you'll be pleasantly surprised. It's just one of
I
the many
watched Spawn
comfort foods
recently.
from
Why
the
are there
region of
berries?
America, famous for
Berries
comfort
a
foods,
comfort
and you'll
food,
find
I
that they
guess.
didn't miss with this one either.
So many
It's a pretty
bananas.
simple sandwich. Just layer some bread with some mayonnaise
The
and sliced
filter
banana,
over the
and you were
modern
good to go.
mayonnaise bottle.
The combination
Yeah, the
was a weird
scrapes.
one
It's
for
got the
sure, but it went
365
together really
organic.
well. The sour tanginess of the mayo
Tangine.
complemented
Sorry,
the
wait a
sweetness
minute.
of the banana
Sour
perfectly.
tanginess.
Just like with most fruit and mayo
AI
combos
is
of the
Pepper on
50s and
that
60s,
banana.
time wasn't
Pepper on
really
that
kind to
pepper.
this sandwich.
On that
As
banana.
people started to develop an aversion for more unusual food combinations and unconventional flavors,
We're gonna
this
have an
interesting
award
recipe
on
was
our,
left behind. It was
Supersize Now
incredibly
called
flavorful
the
for a
Sour
simple sandwich,
Tanginess Award.
just like the next sandwich
Sour
on the list.
tanginess.
13. Potted meat sandwich.
I love some potted meat.
Potted
dog.
meat was
That's
another
the same
tasty
as
relic
mock
of the
ham.
early 20th
Yeah.
century when preserving meat was a challenge. The base of the sandwich was potted meat, basically meat boiled until
You know what?
incredibly
Sour
soft.
tanginess, that's
It was
actually
popular
what
in those
happens when
times
Miss
because it
Banshee
kept
doesn't
better
win
than
a
regular meat.
competition.
I
and
was
was
gonna
much
say,
easier
I've
to
definitely
preserve.
danced under that.
All you needed to do to make it was layer some butter and your potted meat over 2 slices
Modern
of bread.
Potted meat
Easy
that you can
peasy,
buy at the
right?
store right
Potted
now.
now,
meat was everywhere
just
at the
go
time,
out of
so
your
this was
house.
a pretty nifty way to put it to
You know
use.
who would love this sandwich?
It started to fall in
Jason.
popularity as better methods of
Yeah.
food preservation
I think
became
Jason
more
and I have
accessible.
shared, honestly,
And making
a potted
potted meat
sandwich
didn't make a
before.
lot of practical sense anymore. It's still a pretty
But we
convenient
still
sandwich
have it.
option to try out if you're looking for
Making
something
potted
simple to
meat
get you
is
through the
still
day.
done.
still
It might
fine.
not taste amazing, but it's nowhere near
Why are
tasting
we
terrible
pretending
either.
these things
Just
don't
like the next
exist?
one on the list,
Yeah,
potted meat sandwich just
deviled
might end
ham,
up being
that
your
all
snack
still
of
exists.
convenience.
Snack
You'll
of
never know till
convenience.
you try it
Snack
out.
of
Name of my third wave emo
14.
movement.
Deviled ham sandwich. The recipe for the
It's the
delight
same
first
thing
became a
again.
hit with the American public towards the end of the 19th century. The sandwich's
been
spicy
3
deviled ham
sandwiches
spread
in
became
this
incredibly
entire video.
popular in the 1860s for its long shelf life and great taste. All that said, it was still a pretty complicated sandwich to make.
Is it?
You'd need to make some ground ham, get some mayonnaise, yellow mustard, chopped garlic,
You just
chopped
buy the
onions,
deviled ham.
some black
Yeah,
pepper,
just go and
some
buy
paprika,
some deviled
and a pinch of
ham.
celery
Just
salt.
Go to the
Yeah.
deli.
Mix it all together till it was perfectly combined. And after that, you still needed to let the mixture sit for 2 to 3 hours before it was ready to serve.
Do you?
Deviled ham sandwich had its heyday in times when sandwiches were seen as more of a homemade meal than a convenient
As
fast
opposed
food
to
option.
now.
As
Yeah.
that started to change, it started to gradually fade away from American dinner tables and then their minds.
Did
You'll
that say
hardly see
diner
anyone
table?
making this sandwich
Just said
today.
it might have
Such a
said diner
time-consuming
table,
meal
actually.
just isn't suited for the fast-paced nature of
No, we have
modern
to go
life.
back.
The spread hasn't completely
No,
faded
God,
into
no.
obscurity
There's no
outside
going
the
back.
U.S., though.
We can't go
We've
And
gone
is
back.
far.
still occasionally
Paris
enjoyed by
2024.
people looking for a quick, tasty fix all over the world.
We won't go back.
The
I want a
next
shirt that
sandwich
says
on the
quick,
list
tasty
wouldn't
fix
prove
on
to
the
be as memorable.
Chiron.
15. Cheese and Marmite sandwich.
That's
This
a
is
peanut butter
probably one of the most
peanut
interesting
butter
sandwich
jelly.
That was
combinations
peanut
of
butter
any
for
era.
sure.
You have to wonder about the mind that thought of
That,
layering
I'm
some
pretty
cheese
sure
with
it's way
Marmite and
more
calling it a
Marmite than you're
day.
supposed to put on
And
a
if you're
sandwich.
wondering
Is
what Marmite
Marmite a
is,
thing
it's a
in
thick,
America?
syrupy spread made
Not
from yeast
really.
extract.
You can
I
buy
think
it.
It had a
Trader
pungent,
Joe's,
slightly
maybe you can
savory
get it.
aroma and a salty taste.
Yeah, go to the
Naturally, for
British
something with
Emporium
such a
and
bold
buy
taste,
stuff.
people at the time either
World
couldn't get
Market.
enough of it or hated it with nothing in between. The sandwich is another one that were born out of necessity in the early 20th century, when healthy food options and people had to make do with what was available. That didn't stop it from
Again,
tasting
that's
amazing,
peanut
though.
butter.
And if you're
Yeah.
curious about how the cheese and
Definitely
Marmite
peanut butter.
combo would taste,
That's
then you should
That might
definitely
be.
try it out. The experience is life-changing if you
that's
are
just the guy
open-minded
who
enough.
decided to make this video's
As
counter.
food became
That's
less
all.
scarce and
Pizza,
food
that's
options
that,
became
like,
more diverse in
You
later
make shitty
decades,
pizza toast.
the cheese
thing.
and
Yeah.
Marmite
Yeah.
combo
When you're
fell out of
15.
favor with the American public.
Or
A
40
story
cents.
not too different from that of the next sandwich on the list. 16. Cold meatloaf sandwich. If nostalgia had a taste, it would probably be something like the cold meatloaf sandwich.
Mhm.
It can't be just a coincidence that it also
Again,
happens
this
to
is
taste
just a
better the
sandwich.
longer you
That's
let
an
it
air
sit
fryer
too.
tray. They're putting
You won't
this
be
on an air
shocked to
fryer
hear that
tray
this
and
one
saying it's a
also
lost
originated
time
from the
sandwich.
South,
Also,
because it's definitely
it's
up
not
there when it
cold.
comes to comfort
if
food.
you put it
Yeah,
in
it's
an air
also
Every
fryer.
bite
actively
into the
quite
toasty
hot.
meat and melted
Yeah,
cheese
that's the
combo
point of
feels
air
like a
fryer.
warm hug from a loved one.
Toasty meat.
A loving embrace from the past. The rich mix of contrasting flavors was what made it so appealing to people
Contrasting
back in its
flavors.
Are
heyday
they
in the
making
50s and
meatloaf?
60s. Although it could be a little tricky to balance all the
50%
ingredients,
on 60.
making it was simple enough.
50%
All you needed was some turkey meatloaf, some white bread,
Why did
Turkey
it
a little
have to be
butter,
turkey
some
meatloaf?
cheese,
Turkey
and a
meatloaf.
dash of mayo to top
That
it
ain't
off.
turkey.
If you wanted
I'm telling
something a
you
little
that right
spicy,
now.
you could add on some toppings like ketchup, some tomatoes,
Ooh,
a little hot
spicy.
sauce, or a few strips of bacon. It's all up to you. The cold meatloaf sandwich fell out of style as sandwiches became more of a fast food option, and people started to gravitate towards simpler recipes. But our next
So-
entry took a completely different path.
I'm gonna hold that one to
17.
the end. We're getting there.
Corned beef tongue sandwich. This is probably the most high-effort sandwich on the list, and one of the more unusual meat combinations,
You have
that's
to
too.
cook beef
It's
tongue
easy to
all
wonder
day.
how it became as popular as it was
That's
now,
not tongue.
until you remember that sandwiches were once considered a home-cooked
That's
staple
not meat.
and a fine dining option, not just the fast food offering they've become in recent times. It's definitely not for everyone,
That's
as
also
it's
not
quite
tongue.
complicated to prepare. But if you have the skill and
That's
some time to
something
spare,
green.
Avocado.
you'll quickly
That's
find that
avocado
the sandwich
spread.
you'd otherwise have written off is actually a masterpiece. There had to be a reason why
That's
it was
just
as popular
corned
as it
beef.
was
These
in its
aren't
heyday,
tongue.
right?
None of this is
The list of
tongue.
ingredients you need to whip it up is a little long,
That's
but
tongue.
stay with me here.
That's tongue, yeah.
Some beef tongue, a couple of carrots, some chopped onions and garlic, some red pepper, salt, black pepper, ground turmeric, mushrooms, lettuce, parsley, lime,
Mhm.
bell peppers, paprika, and tomato is all you need to
That's
make
all
the
you need.
perfect
You don't need
corned beef
pictures for
tongue
this, like
sandwich,
those two.
Yeah.
with a little mayo to top it all, of course. Corned beef tongue sandwich was high effort, but it was also high reward. It's a shame that the modern fast-paced lifestyle
shame.
pushed this delight into obscurity, not too different from how it did the next sandwich on the list.
Every one of these is the
18.
transition.
Chicken and cranberry sandwich. The chicken and cranberry
Wildly
sandwich
popular
was some
sandwich
classic
in
American cuisine.
2024.
It really took
Go to
off in America
Panera
at the start of
and
the
get a
20th
Go to
century.
Chicken
And
it's
salad
easy to
chick
see why.
and pick up a cranberry.
The interesting mix of sweet
I
and
think
sour
Roy's
from
is
the
frozen
cranberry
in his
perfectly
picture on our-
complemented the savory
No, I
taste of the
crashed.
chicken at its base.
Oh.
It was part of
no,
a
it
larger
crashed
trend
it.
of people experimenting with cranberry recipes at the
I'm
time.
not watching it
What
again.
did
And
I
while that had
fucking
mixed
do?
results in general, this recipe was anything but a miss. It was also a great way to push your leftover chicken to use. But that was just an added benefit, if anything. To
What
make it,
sandwich is this?
you'll need Need cooked chicken breasts, preferably shredded, mayo, some chopped green onions to garnish it, dried cranberries, a shredded apple, chopped pecans, some lime juice, and lastly, some black pepper and salt to season it. This little unit of flavor faded out of the zeitgeist towards the mid-20th century as people started to develop simpler tastes and sandwiches became more of a fast food option, much like the next sandwich on the list. 19. Scrapple sandwich. The scrapple and egg sandwich is pretty straight to the point in its presentation, but that didn't stop it from packing a world of flavor with every bite. It was popular back in the start of the 20th century when hearty, nutritious meals were more of the norm for the average breakfast. It had everything you were looking for in a proper homemade sandwich: volume, flavor, and nutrition.
I mean, I've had
Jam?
scrapple.
It was also relatively easy to
never had
make,
it.
even if it would take you a little time to do so. 20
I don't know
minutes
if I
in
want
total.
Scrapple.
All you need is some
It's not
scrapple,
great.
some instant flour, some black pepper,
That seems like a lot
few
of scrapple
splashes
for
of
one
butter,
sandwich.
a
It
couple
is-
slices of cheese,
And
some
jam?
eggs, a few slices of white bread,
That is a
and
Pennsylvania
some
amount of
freshly
scrapple.
squeezed orange juice to top it all off.
That's
Freshly
four
It faded
squeezed
in
orange
popularity
juice.
towards the end of the century as people started to prefer simpler
God, guys, we
recipes
only
and
have a minute
sandwiches became more of a fast food
can
option.
do this.
Just like the next
And
sandwich
then
on
we
the
get to
list,
my
though,
huge problem with
it's
this
still a
entire
staple
thing.
in a lot of American homes today.
American homes.
20. Head cheese sandwich. This
Oh,
sandwich is
no,
probably
no,
as close to fine
ugh.
dining as it gets on the list.
Courtney's
Hog's head
face.
cheese is a gourmet serving in itself. The cold
Head
cut
cheese
of
is
pressed
not
and cooked
even a
pig
thing
parts is
anymore,
probably
like
the last thing you'd
it's a
expect
joke.
in a
It's a
sandwich, but
joke
here we
sandwich.
are. It was a really popular sandwich offering in the 20th century, and it was also another Southern classic, so you can be sure it tasted amazing.
You can be sure of
Think
it.
of this sandwich like a makeshift charcuterie plate
Woman is fighting
with
for
the
her
creamy
life
mayo,
today. Hold on,
spicy
I
mustard,
can see
and some
that.
pickles to set off the hog's head cheese. The process of cooking it up is a little complex, but it'll
Is it?
all be worth it when it's done.
No, it's
If
The
not.
you're
sandwich
making
naturally
your own
fell out
head
of favor
cheese, I
as people
guess.
developed
Yeah.
an aversion to
You gotta
unusual
find a head.
ingredients like hog's head cheese
Yeah,
Head
for-
cheese.
and long,
It makes good head
complicated
cheese.
cooking
Yes,
processes.
make a good head cheese.
What a yummy list. So which
No,
of
it is
these old
not.
sandwiches
That
do you
was
want
chicken.
the recipe for?
That was chicken.
Did we miss out on anyone?
You missed
Let us
out
know in
on
the comments
everyone.
below.
Just on the general
Oh, it's
concept
out.
of sandwiches. It's
done.
done.
We're out.
Okay, so
And we're
here's
out.
my problem.
Everything.
This video, well, aside from all of the problems, but my conceptual problem here is, it's a problem I have with the concept, is it suggests multiple times that you are corning a beef in order to have this one sandwich instead
Yeah.
of like, we're having corned beef and then you put the leftovers in the sandwich. No, it's
Meatloaf
You're-
is the same. Yeah.
yeah, you're making meatloaf for
Making
the
the meatloaf
express
to make a
purpose
cold meatloaf
to
sandwich.
put it in the refrigerator for 6 hours to then take it out and slice it and put it in a sandwich.
Not once on there though was there liverwurst with onions
No
on marble
liverwurst.
rye. I was like, that's sandwich is not on there, so I guess it's not a lost sandwich to time. Even though there was a couple sandwiches on there, I was like, I've made this.
Oh
Yeah, there were a bunch that I was
But-
like, yeah, I know about ham salad.
Yeah.
Like,
The
thank you for giving it to me 4 ways.
deviled ham sandwich.
Tonight
The
I'll be
spam
presenting you with ham salad 4 ways.
This one is spam. This one is bologna. This one
This
is regular, and this one is deviled.
Yeah, and this one is mock ham salad with ham in it. It only took us 40 minutes to watch a 20-minute video. Way to go, guys!
Honestly, we did okay.
Yeah, we did
Under
great.
an
Good.
hour, you guys.
You did great.
All right, thanks for joining us on this video. If you've eaten any of these sandwiches, let us know. That's
Please
all.
hit
We
us up in the
probably have
comments.
because most
Yes.
of them aren't that weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2024 August new drops hit. Picnic table Chiron shirt.
Get it.
Get it?
Get
If-
hardworking lifestyles T-shirt now,
And if you still eat head cheese on purpose, let us know why.
please. Yeah, contact us. Why do
Yeah.
why do you go out of your way? There's
Yeah.
so many better things for so much cheaper.
And Viola, we got a lot of shows coming up.
Viola.
We got a lot of stuff happening. So stick with us.
Viola. Need to go to
Our-
Trader Joe's and buy some Viola.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe we're going to be a bit video heavy this month, right?
Yeah, we got this and we got a couple of other videos coming up that
Yeah,
are based off
so-
of stuff that's on our episode. So yeah. Get ready, folks. You wanted videos, you're getting the videos.
We're
I'm
doing
sorry.
videos.
I'm sorry for the
I'm
videos.
so
this
sorry for the
month.
videos. It's
Yeah.
not good. Those are bad.
Yeah,
Be
the
a
next
problem.
ones coming up are not going to be good. All right, gang.
Sorry.
See you next time.